All right, guys, we had several earnings reports after market close today, and every stock is red after these reports, at least the ones I'm talking to you about in this video. So let's start with Microsoft. They beat EPS and revenue, but they're spending more heavily on AI, capital expenditures going towards AI infrastructure. Meta was a pretty similar story where they beat, but they're spending more, okay? And they're still spending on the mixed reality lab, what's losing money, okay? So some people may not like that. Again, these stocks, especially Meta, that needed to take a breather. That makes sense. It's only down a couple percent. We're not talking about a crash or anything. And I think Meta is going to be just fine, and same with Microsoft. But Microsoft really hasn't rallied too much, and it's still sold off about 3%. So that one, I still like it long, guys, okay? But like I said, investors don't care for this additional AI spending. There's a lot that think that they're not going to reap the rewards from that additional spending. So time will tell, right? But usually investments do pay off in the end with these companies, so I wouldn't bet against them. I think it's just, like I said, a sell the news event a little bit, people getting out of the way before the election. That's why I think some of these other stocks sold off pretty good too. ROKU sold off, even though their earnings, they reported record revenue of over $1 billion. Okay, they still had softer guidance than expected with adjusted EPS or EBITDA, okay, and also gross profit. So that's why that went down. It was about 11% in after hours. Coinbase, they missed on their earnings on both EPS and revenue, so that's why that stock fell, even though I believe, probably the next quarter is where there'll be more activity. If Bitcoin rate keeps raging higher, they might have some more fee revenue there, okay? But still, that one was down. I think it was like about 4%. And then Robinhood missed as well with users, okay? So that was down. And again, a lot of these stocks had a significant rally going into the report. And like I said, that's why I said earlier this week that you may want to hedge down your positions, get to a level that you're comfortable with, because now the election's coming up here. And the closer we get to that, the more people are just going to get out of the way, take profits, see what happens, right? Why risk a lot of money going into that? Because again, if Trump isn't president, that's going to change things. And we could see a sell-off. So some people just getting out of the way. These stocks have had nice rallies, a sell the news event. Okay, but I think these companies are going to be fine, especially, I think Robinhood will be a good long-term hold, as well as Microsoft and Meta. Obviously, these are solid companies that aren't going around just because, of one little sell-off after earnings, because they're spending more heavily. That means there's demand, and guess who benefits, right? With Microsoft and Meta talking about spending more, and same with Google, that's going to benefit NVIDIA. So NVIDIA did take a little dip today with the rest of the market, but it's held support in that 136 to 137 range. So as long as it stays above that, I would give it the benefit of the doubt and treat that as support. If it did go below 136 or close more specifically above 136, then we can be concerned a little more. But for right now, that 136, 137 levels has held support. And I can see NVIDIA grinding higher just because a lot of this AI infrastructure spending is going to who? NVIDIA. You better believe it.